Why is no one getting back to you? And you're sending a million messages, DMs, emails. No one is getting back to you. Why? Why is no one showing interest? In this video, I'm gonna go through three reasons that I personally think are the reasons that you're not getting responses. Number one, you're just DMing random people. You're sending emails to random people. This is one of the most common mistakes people make when they're doing cold outreach. And basically, they think that everyone in this world is a business owner and everyone in this world needs their service. This is specifically for people who are selling services to local businesses. If you're assuming that everyone needs your service, you're just delusional, right? You want to find that specific niche that actually can benefit from your service. For example, if your service for local businesses are AI receptionists or AI automation, it doesn't mean that you need to DM cold outreach literally every business you see online because that's not how this works, in my opinion. When you start cold outreach, you need to test with different niches. For example, if you want to help dentist clinics with AI automation services, you can do a test where for a month you only cold outreach dentist clinics and you send 100 DMs or emails a day, right? And then if that doesn't work, you're not getting enough responses back, you can test with a different type of business. You can start testing with plumbers. The point here is that you want to find the niche where you get the most amount of replies back. And once you do that, you double down on that niche, right? So stop outreaching to every person you see on Instagram because that's not the point of outreach. The point of outreach is to find a specific niche of potential clients that can buy your service, right? Because if you DM someone on Instagram about your AI automation services and they're a high school student who have no use for your service, then what's the point, right? So this is the number one reason. The second reason is your messages, your DMs, your emails completely suck. It sounds like it came from ChatGPT. It sounds like a sales pitch. It just sounds like another ad in their face, right? So you want to make it as natural as possible. You want to come off as someone who's actually trying to help them. You want to come off as another human being. Like when you talk to a human being, you don't sound like an advertisement, right? You sound like a real person who's trying to help them. So work on making your script better and start with an opener that sounds like something that a human being would say, and stop using ChatGPT for your scripts. Yeah, this one is also really important. Most people think that being famous gets them sales. They think that having a million followers on Instagram is gonna get them sales, and it's gonna. They think that it'll show that their business has a lot of status, and that people would blindly just trust them because they have a lot of followers and they're famous on Instagram. That can play a small role, but that's not everything. You need to have a profile where it shows exactly what your business does, what kind of services you provide, and it should show testimonials from other businesses that you've helped in the past, or it should demo your services. It should look really professional in terms of actually showing um, what your service provides and how it can help people, instead of posting random videos trying to get more likes, trying to get more followers. So I think those are the top three reasons that I see a lot of people not getting the the amount of replies that they should be getting back when they're sending these outreach messages. You can try to create your own script. You can try to sound like a human and stop using ChatGPT, or you can use the script that I use to land my first client in 2 weeks. So I was sending out DMs for 2 weeks. At the end of the second week, I did my first demo, and from that first demo, I got the client to buy my service. So if you want the exactly the DM that I used, um, there's a link in my bio or description of this video. You can click on it. It'll ask for your email. Type in your email, and you'll automatically get my Instagram outreach script that I use for specifically. I used it for roofers in my local area. So if you have a different type of business, you can a different type of business that you're outreaching, you can just change the name from roofers to, let's say, plumbers, and you can use that because it's a script that is really shown that it works. I've tested it multiple times with different niches, and the conversion rate that I get with that script is really high. So I recommend you getting that script. And if you have any questions, you can put them down in the comments down below. And remember, guys, this game of trying to find clients, this is not something that you can master in 1 week, in 1 month, in 3 months, in 6 months. This takes time. I remember when I was doing my first outreach, trying to sell my service, I also sounded like a bot. I sounded like any other salesperson trying to sell you something. Uh, and I was also trying to find like the best way to word my script to sell my service. But it doesn't matter what you do if you don't sound like a human being. They're not gonna reply back to you. Maybe there are cases where they'll get back to you, but like I would say 90% of the time, if you don't sound like a real human being who's actually trying to help this business and like provide something of value to them, you're not going to be able to sell them. Maybe you can get them to see your free demo of how your service work, but you will not be able to sell them, at least in the long term. So focus on building your page. Focus on finding the correct niche for your service, and then get my script. As soon as you do that, you start sending 100 DMs a day, 100 emails, do 100 cold calls a day. It doesn't matter what kind of outreach you do, but once you have these three things right, then I think it's way easier to start getting positive responses back, and doing demos, and then eventually selling your service. All right, hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, put it down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.